The time is 6:02 p.m. We will now call this regular public meeting of the Board of Trustees of Humble Independent School District to order. Our first item of business is a public hearing regarding the 2021 State Financial Management Report, School First Report for the year ending June 30th, 2020. The report and presentation will be given by Finance Director Laura Ham.
Good evening. I have the pleasure of presenting our 2020-2021 final first rating. FIRST stands for Financial Integrity Rating System of Texas, and this is based on school year data 2019 to 2020. So as you all recall, last month we presented on our current fiscal year and annual comprehensive financial report, so for fiscal year 21. Well, this rating is for the prior fiscal year. So it's always 1 year in arrears. And so I'll start off with just kind of the good news and just kind of a high-level summary. I'm happy to report that for the 19th consecutive year in a row, the district received the highest rating that is possible, which is a superior achievement. We received 98 out of possible 100 points, and I'll run through some of just kind of the highlights of this rating and some of the changes that occurred in the current rating year. Just kind of a high overview, this rating system was implemented by TEA in 2003. It was based on fiscal year 2002 data. It expands the public education accountability system in Texas to financial services. And the rules that govern this school first rating are found in the Texas Administrative Code, Title 19, Chapter 109, Subchapter AA. The primary goal of the school first rating is to achieve quality performance in the management of school districts' financial resources. And we all know that this is more significant due to the complexity of accounting associated with school finance in Texas. So as I mentioned before, there have been some recent changes to the first rating. The most recent change was finalized in August of 2018. Significant changes were implemented for actually this rating year, which is 2021, based on data from fiscal year 2020. And we'll walk through some of these, but there were 6 new indicators this year. 5 ceiling indicators, meaning that if you didn't pass that ceiling indicator, you couldn't possibly get a superior rating. It'll bump you down to a lower rating. And there were 2 indicators from the prior year that were not rated in the current year. So these are the 4 possible ratings that a district could receive. Superior rating is anywhere between 90 and 100 points. Above standard, 80 to 89. Meeting standard this rating year is anywhere 70 to 79. In the past, the minimum amount to meet standard was 60. So they did also change that scale. You should have in front of you or on your screen the actual rating report that we're required to complete. And pages 4 to 16 outline the details of the district score on each indicator, which I'll walk through some of those details. One thing that I should note is that failure to meet any of the critical indicators, which we'll look at on the next screen, would cause the failure of the first report. So it doesn't matter what other points that you receive for any of the other indicators. If the first 4 were not passed, the district would automatically fail first rating. So these are the 4 critical indicators. And again, not meeting any of these would cause the district to automatically fail first. The district did complete and submit the annual financial report by the required deadline of December 28th. And this was in the prior year, was submitted in November of 2020. The district's external auditors did grant or give the school district an unmodified opinion on those financial statements. The school district was also in compliance with the payment terms of all debt agreements as of fiscal year end, and the district also made timely payments to TRS, to the Texas Workforce Commission, the IRS, and any other governmental agency as required. Indicator 5 is one that is not being scored. It hasn't been scored in a couple years, maybe 3 years or so. Just in case you're curious, this had to do with the total unrestricted net asset balance, and this changed significantly whenever GASB 68 for net pension liability and the OPEB new standards were implemented, as it caused a lot of school districts to not pass this rating. So it's not being rated again this year. So indicator 6 is a new indicator, and it's also a ceiling indicator, meaning that if this one was not passed, the school district could not achieve anything higher than a B, above standard achievement. So what this says is, was the average change in assigned and unassigned fund balance over the last 3 years less than 25% decrease, or did the current year's assigned or unassigned fund balance exceed 75 days of operational expenditures? We actually met both of those criteria. Our average change for the past 3 years was 10.05%, which we were less than that 25% threshold, and we also had 179 days of assigned, unassigned fund balance based off of operational expenditures. Indicator 7 was the number of days of cash on hand and current investments in the general fund for the school district sufficient to cover operating expenditures. So you would receive full 10 points for anything over 90 days. As of fiscal year 2020, the district had 132.12 days to cover operating expenditures. Indicator 8 was the measure of current assets to current liabilities. Was this ratio for the school district sufficient to cover short-term debt? This is just looking to see that the district is able to pay off all of its fiscal year-end short-term liabilities, and you receive 10 points, or the full 10 points, if it's greater than 3, and the district was at 3.6708. So we did receive the full 10 points on this indicator. Indicator 9, did the school district's general fund revenues equal or exceed expenditures, excluding facilities acquisition and construction? If not, was the school district's number of days of cash on hand greater than or equal to 60 days? So as I mentioned before, we did have cash on hand of 132.12 days or so, and so we automatically passed this indicator. Indicator 10 is also a new indicator for this rating year. Did the school district average less than a 10% variance, 90% to 110%, when comparing budgeted revenues to actual revenues for the last 3 fiscal years? So now they're looking to see how well the school district is budgeting their general fund revenues, and that it's within kind of this plus or minus 10% variance. The school district's was at 2.7%, so we did meet the criteria, and we got the full points for this indicator. Indicator 11 was the ratio of long-term liabilities to total assets for the school year for the school district sufficient to support long-term solvency? And if not, was the district's change of students 7% or more over the prior 5 years? So we did have an increase in enrollment from the prior for the prior 5 years of 11.19%. So we did meet the criteria and got the full points for that second part of this indicator. The first part of loan would have just given us 8 points, but because of that second part and the increase in enrollment over the past 5 years, we automatically received the full 10 points for this indicator. Indicator 12 is also a new indicator, and this is where we lost just 2 points. This is asking, was the debt per $100 of assessed property value ratio sufficient to support future debt repayments? They're essentially just looking to see that the district has the ability to make debt principal and interest payments as of fiscal year end. They're comparing our assessed valuation to our long-term debt as of fiscal year end, and they have kind of a range. And so anything less than 4, less than or equal to 4, would have given us the full 10 points. Well, we were at 4.6239, so that range between 4 and 7 earned us 8 points on this indicator. Indicator 13, they're looking at our school district's administrative cost ratio, if it's equal to or less than the threshold ratio, and this varies based off of a school district's ADA. So based off of our ADA, we had to have anything less than or equal to 8.55%, and we were at 5.08%. So we did get the full 10 points for this indicator. Indicator 14, did the school district not have a 15% decline in the student to staff ratio over 3 years? So again, if the student enrollment did not decrease, the school district automatically passes this indicator. So this is just looking back the last 3 years versus the prior indicator that we reviewed that was looking more at a 5-year range. So this one, we had an increase in enrollment since the last 3 years of 2,687 students. So we automatically passed this indicator. Indicator 15 is also another new indicator. And this indicator is asking, was the school district's ADA within the allotted range of the district's biennial pupil projections submitted to TEA? If the district did not submit pupil projections to TEA, did it certify TEA's projections? So now they're looking to see what we anticipated our ADA would be, because we all know that funding is based off of that ADA. So for this indicator, anything less than or equal to 7% would get full 5 points on this one, and our district had a variance of 0.36%, so very close to our projections. Indicator 16 is not new, but it is a ceiling indicator for this year, meaning that if we would not have passed this one, we could not have achieved superior rating. So this is asking, did the comparison of PEIMS data to like information in the annual financial report in the aggregate, was that variance less than 3%? So PEIMS is the Public Education Information Management System. We submit financial data during our mid-year submission, and they're comparing that to what's in our annual financial report. And so that variance needs to be less than 3%. Well, for our school district, when you're comparing 3% of our expenditures, that amounts to $12.3 million. So we only had a variance of $571. Indicator 17, again, is not a new indicator, but it is a ceiling indicator, and this one is actually a lower ceiling, meaning if we would not have passed, the highest we could have gotten is a 79, which is meeting standard. So this is asking, did the external independent auditor report, did the external independent auditor report that the AFR was free of any instances of material weaknesses in internal controls over financial reporting and compliance for local, state, or federal funds? So they do complete, a single audit, and they're looking to see what our controls are and looking to see if there are any material weaknesses or significant deficiencies, and they did not report any material weaknesses. Indicator 18 is similar, but it's asking if the independent auditors, stated that the annual financial report was free of any instances of material non-compliance for grants, contracts, and laws related to local, state, and federal funds. And again, there were no disclosures of material non-compliance. So this one did earn the district the full 10 points. The last two are new indicators. Indicator 19 asked, did the school district post the required financial information on its website in accordance with government code, local government code, Texas Education Code, Texas Administrative Code, and other statutes, laws, and rules that were in effect as of this school district's fiscal year end? So yes, to the best of our knowledge, we did post all the required financial information on our website. So this one did earn the district 5 points. And the last indicator for this rating year, it is a new indicator, and it's also a ceiling indicator, is asking, did the school board members discuss the district's property values at a board meeting within 120 days before the district adopted its budget? So again, this one just answered yes, and so this one was passed as a ceiling indicator. And then in your report, beginning on page 17, are required disclosures. These are required in accordance to the Texas Administrative Code, Chapter 109, that dictates what should be included in this financial management report, one of which is the superintendent's current employment contract. It also has reimbursements received by the superintendent and board members related to various things such as travel and things of that nature. Any outside compensation and/or fees received by the superintendent for professional consulting and other personal services. Gifts received by the executive officers and board members. Any business transactions between board members in the district, and any other information that the Board of Trustees determined to be useful. So again, starting on page 17, you'll find compliance with those requirements that we're to disclose within the management report. And with that, I'll leave it open to any questions or comments that you may have.
Board members, any questions or comments? Mr. Sitton?
Yeah, just a quick comment. Just want to congratulate y'all once again for a stellar report. I think that one of the first slides talked about how many years in a row that we've had a top-notch rating. So congratulations, Billy, and your entire team. So thank you all very much.
Thank you.
Anyone else? No? Ms. Ham, thank you very much. Excellent presentation, and congratulations, a superior rating. That's where we want to be, so thank you very much.
Thank you.
The public hearing is now open. Are there any members of the public who wish to speak on this topic? Hearing none, I close the public hearing. A closed session of the board will now be held on the matters contained in the notice for this meeting. Should the board determine that any final action, final decision, or final vote be required with regard to any matter considered in such closed session, then such final action, final decision, or final vote will be made upon reconvening of this public meeting in open session. The time is 6:17 p.m. The time is now 7:06 p.m. We will now reconvene into open session. Thank you for joining us tonight. Reminder that the meetings of the board are open to the public, but are not a meeting of the public. The Humble ISD Board of Trustees meet monthly in a regular meeting to receive reports from staff and take action from recommendations of the superintendent. The board receives the agenda and all supporting documentation several days in advance of the regular meetings, which allows us to ask and receive answers to many of our questions in advance of the regular meeting. Therefore, lengthy discussions are not always necessary on every agenda item. But as a board, we do have the appropriate knowledge and preparation for responses regarding the content of the meeting tonight. There are students and other guests present. To maintain decorum, respectful behavior is expected. Disruptive behavior and/or comments will not be allowed. And with that, our first item. Our colors tonight are presented by the Kingwood High School Navy JROTC. I would ask everyone to stand for our Pledge of Allegiance and salute to the Texas flag.
Right. Face. Carry. Colors. Ready. To. Present. Colors.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. On the Texas flag, I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Carry. Colors. Ready. To. Right. Face. Forward. March. Left. 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 Right. 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 Left. 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 Right.
We will now observe a moment of silence. Thank you. You may be seated. Moving to our next agenda item, commendations and recognitions. Dr. Fagan, can you please introduce tonight's inspiring moments?
Absolutely. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for being here. In Humble ISD, we are so very proud to serve the whole child, and fine arts is an integral part of that process. Tonight's inspiring moment is a live performance showcasing the mariachi program at Humble Middle School. I'm going to ask mariachi director Samara Martinez to give us some background on this group.
Good evening. My name is Samara Martinez, and I am the Mariachi Director for Humble Middle, Ross Sterling Middle, and Humble High Schools. First, I'd like to thank Dr. Fagan and the Board of Trustees for supporting our mariachi program. Mariachi is helping students connect not only with their instrument of choice, but with the amazing culture that's connected with mariachi. The origin of the term mariachi is a bit of a mystery, but it is believed that it comes from the French word mariage, which means marriage. There is a story that when the French arrived in Mexico, they had wedding ceremonies and would hire the town's musicians to play. After a while, the name just stayed mariachi for the musical group. My experience in mariachi began in middle school as well. I joined MECA, which stands for Multicultural Education and Counseling Through the Arts. And in 8th grade, I joined the mariachi club at Project Chrysalis Middle School. As an immigrant student, mariachi not only helped me be more connected with my culture, it also helped me emotionally and academically. I started teaching mariachi in 2016, and I am so excited to bring this exciting musical and cultural experience to the students of Humble ISD. In the future, we hope to have a full mariachi ensemble at all schools feeding into the Humble High School mariachi program. A full mariachi ensemble includes a group of at least 20 students on the following instruments: guitar, vihuela, guitarra de golpe, guitarrón, violin, and trumpet. My dream is to take a full mariachi ensemble to compete in the most famous mariachi competition, Mariachi Vargas de Extravaganza in San Antonio. And with the support of our principals, from our Mr. Destry Balch, Director of Fine Arts, Dr. Fagan, the Superintendent, and our Board of Trustees, I believe that dream will come true. Tonight, the 6 students will perform 3 selections of traditional mariachi music. Thank you for having us. Hope you enjoy the music.
We want to take a minute to introduce these guys real quick. Can you, real quick though, turn around so they can see your faces? Say hi.
Good job.
All right. So we're going to tell us your name, what instrument you're playing, because they're not all guitars, even though they look like guitars. And if you can't, tell us how long you've been playing it.
Probably 4 months by now. My name is Edward Garza, and I'm playing the guitar.
My name is Jose Alcaraz, and I'm playing the guitar, and I play like a year.
My name is Luis Gonzalez, and I play the guitar, and I've been playing for like 1 year.
My name is Jesus Luis. I play the guitar, and I've been playing 3 years.
My name is Yandimir Montufar. I play the guitarra de golpe, or well known as the guitar of hit in English, and I've been playing for 4 months.
How long have you been singing?
Well, basically just a month. I don't know. Hi, my name is Jonathan Riquiza. I have a vihuela here, and I've been playing for 4 months.
My name is Mara Martinez. I play the guitarron. The guitarron, actually, I've been playing maybe for a year. I'm a guitarist.
Thank you so much for being here. You guys were incredible.
Thank you.
Excellent job. That's amazing, right? I love it. And Samara says, I have a dream. I'm going to take a full mariachi to the biggest mariachi contest in San Antonio. That is so exciting. And they've been playing for 4 months. We love it. Mariachi is actually a UIL competition option for the fine arts, and so we are very excited for Humble ISD to have its own program and be able to enter those competitions. We've never had that before, so these are our inaugural students, and we're so proud of their director and all of the work that they've done. And thank you all the parents who are here and supporting all of these students in the mariachi program. we know that it requires a sacrifice from you also, and we definitely appreciate it. So thank you for being here, and thank you for allowing your children to play for us tonight. It was wonderful. Thank you.
Oh, wait, before you move on,
Okay.
because you're not going to toot your own horn. I know that, right? So we went to a conference in Philadelphia, a school board conference, and one of the presentations was a mariachi band. And Dr. Fagan said, I want that in Humble ISD, and she has made it happen, and that was fantastic. So thank you so much for seeing that and saying, I want that here. I know we all truly appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you for telling that story. That's true. Destry Balch is like, you want to do what? You know we have band, right? Like, no, I know, but this is another opportunity, and it's cultural experience, and our kids just deserve it. They will love it. And so this is the proof right there. All right. Thank you for doing that. Okay. Humble ISD is very giving. One way we do this is through our partnership with the American Heart Association. Morgan Fiella, Corporate Development Director for the American Heart Association, is here tonight to present some awards following the Greater Lake Houston Heart Walk. There we go. So welcome, Morgan Fiella.
Thank you all so much for having me this evening. I really, really appreciate it. I'm Morgan Fiella, Corporate Development Director for American Heart Association. And I just want to say thank you all so much for allowing me the time to honor and recognize Humble ISD. The Heart Walk this year was another great success due to the efforts of Humble ISD. Our mission at the American Heart Association is to be a relentless force for a world of longer and healthier lives, and we could not do this without school districts like Humble. In fact, I have a very big announcement tonight. Humble ISD is the top fundraising school district for Heart Walk in the state of Texas. This generous community raised more than any other school district team statewide and more than any other company who participated in the Greater Lake Houston Heart Walk, raising $30,800 of life-saving funds. That's amazing. In honor of your success, I would like to present a first place award to your district. Congratulations, Humble ISD, on being the absolute best. We have a few more awards. I would also like to recognize the top participating teams for the Greater Lake Houston Heart Walk. For high school team, Guy and Sconzo Early College High School. Middle school team, Timberwood Middle School. Elementary school team, Oaks Elementary. Alrighty, those are our participating teams. Now I would like to recognize our top fundraising teams. Our top fundraising high school, Kingwood Park High School. Our top fundraising middle school, Humble Middle School. Alrighty, and also our top fundraiser of elementary school, Oaks Elementary. And a special person I'd like to recognize, our overall top fundraiser for Humble ISD and Greater Lake Houston, Alexis Bennett of Oaks Elementary.
That's it for tonight? Okay, yes.
Thank you all so much and congratulations. You should be very proud of yourself.
Okay, and we just keep going. Let's see. Next, I'd like to introduce Ms. Jerry Monbaron, Executive Director of Humble ISD Education Foundation. She has some exciting news.
Well, I do, but I'm also going to ask our Vice Chair of the Education Foundation, Deborah Rose Miller, to join me up front, and she's actually going to share the news with you. Come on.
Thank you, Jerry. Well, good evening. So great to see you all. On behalf of the Humble ISD Education Foundation, I'd like to share with you some very exciting news. In September, the foundation kicked off our 21-22 campaign for the employees. This year's theme was, "We'll Be There for You." The employee campaign campus reps and their respective administration teams embraced this theme and helped us raise awareness for the Education Foundation through Humble ISD. And as you all know, Humble ISD employees constantly give back to our district in so many ways. So tonight, I'd like to highlight their generous support of the Education Foundation employee campaign. I need a little drum roll, I think, for this. The foundation is excited. Thank you all. I appreciate that. I need the group back, the mariachi's band back. The foundation is excited to report that this year, 3,479 Humble ISD employees pledged $339,088 to the campaign for our education grants. Isn't that exciting? So these amazing Humble ISD employees, with their devotion to support one another and our students through this campaign, for the past 8 years, over $300,000 has been donated to the foundation through the employees of this school district. So we're truly inspired, and we know how tough these last 8 years have been. So that's an incredible inspiration for the dedication for Humble ISD employees. Our community is very blessed to have such amazing employees, and we're also blessed to have such a remarkable group of trustees that are always supporting us in everything that we do as a parent tonight, to make the decisions that we need for our employees and, more importantly, our students. So we thank you for your service and your incredible leadership in our district. At your seat, we have a little token of appreciation for you. There's an umbrella there. This was a promotional, and you may need it tomorrow, I think. This is a promotional item that was offered to the Humble ISD employees for their donations that they made. So thank you for that. Just a little way to remember the Education Foundation throughout the year. An integral part of our campaign success is our volunteers that we have at each of the campuses, our 50 representatives throughout the district. And if you can read those names, the campus reps served as ambassadors. They help promote this opportunity throughout all the staff and all the classrooms. And this just gives you a list of all those that helped us. So if you would give a round of applause for all these dedicated employees, we appreciate it. And lastly, I'd like to recognize a few campuses with the highest participation rates this year. We'd like to recognize those campuses with 80% or higher. So please hold your applause until I recognize all of these. I'm going to start first with the elementary schools. This year, we're excited to report that 3 of our elementary campuses had 100% participation. That's Deerwood, Greentree, and Oak Forest Elementary Schools. 6 additional elementary campuses are recognized through their high participation. That's Centennial, Eagle Springs, Humble, Oaks, Pine Forest, and Timbers Elementary. Our middle schools are Creekwood, Keenwood, and Westlake. And high schools, this year we had 100% participation with Sconzo Early College High School, seems to be a trend tonight, and participation with Keenwood Park High School at 84%. So if you just acknowledge all of their dedication to what we've done today, I appreciate it. So I know you want one more picture tonight to have. So if Dr. Fagan, if you, Mrs. Dixon, and Ken Cringe, thank you, Ken. And I practiced even. As I get your name right, you can walk down and we'll do a quick photo.
As they're taking that picture, I would just like to take this moment to remind everyone that these funds support both innovative education grants and rebates back to the donors campus. And the applications for the Innovative Education Grants Program are available now on the Foundation's website. Applications are due at midnight on Sunday, February 20th. And the Foundation looks forward to hearing about the creative and innovative ideas our educators have to inspire student learning. So thank you again to our generous donors for making this year's campaign a huge success.
Thank you to Jerry and Deborah, and I hope all of our teachers out there are going to write a grant this year and make it really difficult for them to choose how to spend that $300,000+ and more. So make sure you submit your grant. I see a lot of our teachers on Donors Choose and all these kind of things, which is great, but we'd love to see them also submit grants to the foundation. So next, we have one more. We are well-rounded tonight, I just want you to know. Humble ISD is being recognized once again for its efforts to conserve energy as part of CenterPoint Energy's Load Shed program. Yolanda Slade, CenterPoint Energy's staff program manager, has a few words to share, plus a check presentation. So let's welcome Yolanda.
Thank you and good evening. CenterPoint Energy has a portfolio of energy efficiency programs, one of which is the Load Shed Management Program that Humble has participated in for several years. This past year in 2021, Humble was one of the highest participants in our Load Shed program, and we are very grateful that you continue to support us in our energy efficiency efforts. And for those efforts in 2021, we would like to present you with a check for $188,000.
All good superintendents immediately hand over all checks to the CFO. Big or small. So that concludes our accommodations and recognitions for this evening. It's a great night. Thank you.
Thank you. Wow, lots of wonderful things. The next item is public comment. The board encourages comments from citizens of the district or from district employees. Anyone wishing to speak, either as an individual or as a representative of a group, may do so following the procedure outlined in the agenda. We do not have anyone signed up tonight for public comment, so we will move on to our next item. And as board president, I'm going to take a point of privilege here, and I'm going to move around our agenda a little bit. So our next item is the oath of office for appointed trustee. Please welcome Mr. Marcus Holmes. He will be sworn in tonight by Chief Solomon Cook.
Come on out.
You raise your right hand. Put your left hand out. I will read and you will repeat after me. Okay? I, Marcus Holmes,
I, Marcus Holmes,
do solemnly swear or affirm that I will faithfully execute the duties of the office of I do solemnly swear that I will faithfully
I do solemnly swear that I will faithfully
execute the duties of the office of
execute the duties of office of
Humble Independent School District Board of Trustee, Position 6.
Let's go a little bit slower. All right. Execute the duties of Humble ISD Board of Trustees,
Position 6.
Position 6
Okay. Of the state of Texas.
of the state of Texas,
And will, to the best of my abilities,
and will to the best of my abilities
preserve, protect, and defend
and defend
the Constitution and laws
the Constitution and laws
of the United States
of the United States
and this state.
and this state.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And we will take a short break so you can take photos and receive congratulations. Yes.
Only for a short time.
Okay, we will be moving on to item G, comments by individual board members. And I will begin with Ms. Morrison.
Oh, wow. So many things to brag on. My goodness, these kids, the mariachi band. Oh, I'm so excited. I can hardly wait because I'm going to San Antonio to see them, I'm telling you. Secondly, congratulations to everybody. So exciting this past week with AHS and Summer Creek. I know they didn't win, but what wonderful games. So close. Those kids did a beautiful job. The bands that went with them and everything, and all the dancers and everything. It was just wonderful. I didn't get to go, but I watched a little and listened. And I think my phone battery just went completely shut down on me. So, but congratulations to all of them and all the Christmas programs that are going on right now. It is so exciting. And I know everybody's going to need a break. And excited for that too, because I think it's time. But congratulations, Mr. Holmes. It's good to have you here. I can hardly wait to work with you. So, and Dr. Fagan, I'm going to kudos with Ms. Lamont Dixon. You have done so much for this district. We have moved so forward in so many new things, and I think about our middle school culinary kids and everything, and there's so many things going on. It's really hard to shut up about it, but I'm going to stop. It's somebody else's turn.
Thank you, Ms. Morrison. Ms. Parker?
Thank you, Madam President. Well, welcome aboard, Marcus. We're glad to have you. Congratulations. Congratulations. And Nancy, my notes are very similar to yours. So congratulations, Summer Creek and Atascocita High School, on making quarterfinals in football. They did a great job. They fought hard. It was absolutely outstanding to see our schools get to go that far. It was wonderful. So all I have to say about that mariachi band is Wow. Wow. And as a band mom myself, I know the impact that our Humble ISD band directors and orchestra directors have on our students. And it's an absolutely great time of year for band and orchestra. My own daughter is at her band concert at Kingwood High School right now, and I know she's killing it. So it's just wonderful. I want to congratulate our fine arts for all of their wonderful holiday productions, as well as every school that has holiday fun festivities going on right now. I really just wanted to wish everybody a safe and happy holiday season. Enjoy your break, and Merry Christmas.
Thank you, Mrs. Parker. Mr. Sitton?
Thank you, Madam President. So, y'all have heard me say it numerous times. It's all about the kids. It's all about the community. It's all about expecting excellence in everything that we do. And that's not just in the classroom or just on the football field. It's also in the community as well. So I want to congratulate all of Humble ISD for their outpouring of support in the Heart Walk. That was amazing. I think she might have said it, but I'm not sure. But I think that was like the 4th year in a row, something like that, that our school district has really showed up and been the #1 in this region. Also want to thank the adults out there that have volunteered their time. This semester started off just like most industries, a little shorthanded, and we had a lot of parent volunteers on our campuses. We also had a large number of parent volunteers in our Citizens Bond Advisory Committee that finished up their work this month. And then we also reconvened our Boundary Committee, and we've got an agenda item on that tonight. So a lot of community support, a lot of community involvement, and again, striving for excellence. As was mentioned, Atascocita High School and Summer Creek High School both made it to the regional finals. What most people don't realize is that the 4 teams that came out of our district, North Shore, C.E. King, Atascocita, and Summer Creek, all made it to the regional semifinals, and 3 of the 4 made it to the regional finals. So arguably the toughest athletic district in the state of Texas. And Miss Lamont Dixon's alma mater, North Shore, is playing in the state finals this week. So kudos to you on that. Numerous, if you've been following it on social media, numerous academic all-state football players. And I haven't seen the volleyball yet, but I know football is out there. So I know Humble High School had like 5 academic all-state players. K Park just published theirs, and more of those are coming. So it's not just what you do on the field, it's what you do in the classroom that's important. Atascocita graduate Kenyon Green, who plays for Texas A&M, is a Lombardi finalist, the award given to the top lineman in the country. That young man is probably going to be a millionaire in a very short period of time. And then again, adding to the mariachi, this was Dr. Fagan's vision, and then through finance, through building and planning, through this board's commitment to adding programs, Lakeland Elementary, North Belt Elementary will have that fine arts wheel, which will help grow these programs from kindergarten all the way up to high school. So I have no doubt whatsoever that the vision of participating in those top-level competitions is going to be a reality very soon. We also have in basketball right now, Atascocita boys are ranked number 5 in the state. Summer Creek girls are ranked number 5 in the state. So a lot of good things happening there as well. And last, but certainly not least, Mr. Holmes, we are so glad to have you as part of the family and your beautiful family. I hope that you're going to introduce them whenever you get to speak. But welcome. Well, I say that because I tend to forget to introduce my wife every now and then, so, and I get told about it after the fact, so. But anyway, welcome to the family. Your family is our family. So that's all I have.
Thank you, Mr. Sitton. Mr. Kirchhoffer.
60 seconds, go. So here we go. Heartwalkers, fantastic. And got out last week to Summer Creek and saw the tiny homes folks. And I have to say, start to finish, the program, fantastic what those kids are doing. I was taken back by it all. And then the next morning I'm at Charles Street at the groundbreaking with you all up here. And I'm amazed at the school district. For somebody that's lived here for 22 years, I am absolutely amazed. Yeah, the mariachi band, especially the last song, everybody's favorite. We should all started singing along. But honestly, what a school district. I'm so proud to be here, and the team led by Dr. Fagan. I wish everybody, the administration, the teachers, all of you all in the room, and anybody watching and listening, I don't know about anybody else, but I cannot wait till 2022 and turn the page on this year. And Merry Christmas to everybody. My best to all your families. And last but not least, Marcus, welcome to the team. Welcome to the family. I've known you just over a year, and this is a heck of a board. And we're fighting for these kids, and this Dr. Fagan sitting next to me and her team. So welcome. And that wasn't 60 seconds, but I tried. Merry Christmas, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Kirchhoffer. We actually don't have a time limit, though. You can speak as long as you would like. Mr. Sitton has shown us that we can speak as long as we want.
By the way, I forgot to wish everyone a Merry Christmas too, by the way.
With addendum, see? Okay, Mr. Scarfo.
Thank you, Madam President. First, Mr. Holmes, welcome to the board. And I will just give you this little piece of advice. It's a lot easier getting here, a lot tougher when you're here. So it's buckle up, because you're in for a good ride, but I know you're up to the challenge. So welcome aboard. I'd just first like to say thanks to all of our parents, employees, other community stakeholders for their service on the community bond committee, the Citizens Bond Committee, and also for those folks, stakeholders, parents, staff who served on the recent attendance zone, student attendance zone committee. That's a lot of work for everybody involved, but it's great that people are always willing to step up, and that's why we can do some of the things we do, and as well as we do them. So thank you to all those folks, and also to our culinary students at Summer Creek High School for preparing tonight's meal for the board and staff. So that's great to always see that in action. And then some congratulations are in order. And first I'll start with, on the sports side, 38 student athletes signed their letter of intent with various schools on National Signing Day that was held just recently. And also, I saw today 2 of our students were named to the All Greater Houston cross country team. A first team placement for Carson Parker. She's on the women's cross-country team at Kingwood High School, and Oliver Maldonado, who was named to the second team from Atascocita High School. So congratulations, you guys, for great work. And of course, it's already been mentioned, but I have to say it too, congratulations to coaches Stump and Harrelson and their players and staff. Great runs, I mean, really deep into the season, into the playoffs. So a great job by all of those guys. And then also the want to thank the students and teachers that have been involved in the tiny homes projects. As Mr. Kirchhoffer mentioned, there was another one at K-Park that same day. I got to attend that one. That was a lot of fun. And also for being in the most recent issue of Bragging Rights publication. They highlighted the tiny homes project across the district. So that was great to see. And what else do we have? Most of you weren't here when we did the public hearing on the financial review and accountability report that has to be issued every year. And hats off to, first, all the employees of the district, because they really all go to help this happen, but particularly to Mr. Beatty and the Finance Division. Once again, as Mr. Sitton mentioned earlier, it was the 19th year in a row that we received a superior rating. They received 98 out of 100. That's pretty good in anybody's book. I mean, you're teaching much better than that. So that's great. That really shows a lot of what goes into making this district run and tick so soundly. And having those sound finances, you've heard me say this before, really gives us the ability, as Dr. Fagan says often, the ability to react and be proactive on things so that we can take care of issues when they come up, because we are on a very sound financial footing. So thanks to all of you guys for that happening. And Dr. Fagan, thanks for not tipping it off. Thanks for the entertainment tonight. That was a real treat, and to be surprised like that. Again, another great program that has come into the district. And one last thing, I just wanted to give TASB a shout out, because many of you heard my concerns about the National School Board Association that I made at last meeting. And so I had some conversations via email with the new executive director's staff as to what they were doing. And first it was, well, he was having conversations. And I said, well, that's not good enough. And I'm sure that I'm not the only one they heard from. But to their credit, and to the new Mr. Traxler, I think is his name, the new executive director for TASB, well, he sent a very strongly worded letter to the National School Board Association. And as he said in his letter, he's made, as I've made clear, as well as publicly here in Texas, that their letter, meaning the letter they sent to the Biden administration, did not align with the values that we hold dear here in the Lone Star State, and local control and community voice, and should not have been issued. And he went on to say a few more things, but so hats off to him for standing up to that and making our feelings known, so I appreciate that. And just lastly, I will say happy holiday, Merry Christmas, a blessed Christmas to everyone. I hope you get time to enjoy with your family and families and friends, and get some rest, recharge, because I know Dr. Fagan's got a lot in store for everybody come next semester, so thank you.
Thank you. I will go next, and then we'll come back to you. So, so many wonderful things happening in the district. We talked about tiny homes tonight, Heart Walk, superior rating on our financials. Centerpoint brought us a check. Hey, that's fantastic. Foundation. You might not realize that Kingwood High School Junior ROTC, JROTC, all of the students here, that was their first time doing it, so they were a little nervous, I think. So, but they did a wonderful job. Of course, the mariachi band. I think we were able to also find the best mariachi director in the state, because she's pretty phenomenal. Wow. So that was really wonderful and a great way to kick off the holiday season. Mr. Holmes, welcome to the team of 8. We are really happy that you are joining us. I think everyone basically said it, but yes, the hard work begins now. Enjoy, and but we know you'll be a great asset to the team. So welcome to you and your family as we move forward. Let's see. I think that is all I have, other than Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Hopefully the staff will get some time to really decompress and take a break. I don't know if Dr. Fagan gets that, but everybody else, that would be nice. Okay, Mr. Holmes.
All right. So first, the mariachi music. I'm from Albuquerque, New Mexico, so that was awesome to see all the way down here in Houston, Texas from Albuquerque. So that was awesome. I would love to be there. My wife was recording it because she is a music teacher. So there's going to be some reach outs on that to that wonderful teacher there. If you're wondering why Solomon Cook was asked to swear me in, full circle, when we moved to Humble from the west side of Houston, he was one of the first people we met over, 18 years ago. So I thought it was fitting for him to swear us in. So thank you, Chief Cook. Chief Cook. To be an advocate for tens of thousands of students is something I could do every day. So it's work, but I am absolutely going to enjoy it. My wife and Major, thank you for allowing me to be shared, because this again is life work, being able to impact and influence all of these amazing students. Citizens Bond Advisory Committee, one of the most informative, I would say, events, meetings that I've ever been a part of. Dr. Fagan, your team that put that together is amazing. Their attention to detail was outstanding. So you have a rock star team, I've been saying that. And to this board, I have friends coast to coast. I have friends in between. This is one of the best trustee boards in the country and one of the best school districts in the country, and we continue to prove it. And like I've always, I like this analogy, leave it better than you found it. I want to leave it even better than it already is, because it's already doing some great things. So I look forward to the work. Thank you to the board as well.
Thank you very much, Mr. Holmes.
Major's a little hungry, so Robert said if it's okay for them to leave, it'd be okay. Major, if you ask him, Major might say, yeah, Dad, it's time to go. But again, thank you. Okay.
Thank you. Okay, our next items, comments by the administration. Dr. Fagan?
Thank you. First, welcome, Mr. Holmes. It's great to have you. This is an extraordinary board. I've made my way from Iowa to Arizona to Colorado to Texas. I'm a slow learner, but I got where I was supposed to be. And I've worked for several boards, and this is the highest performing board that I've had the opportunity to serve and support. And this board has courage, is hardworking, and does what's best for students. It's a board that listens and that values great professionals on my team. So I'm very glad to have you here. I've enjoyed our conversations, and I know that you too, like all members of this board, are going to bring your unique expertise and experiences to this team and to this district. So thank you for being here. Thank you for your interest in Humble ISD, and I'm looking forward to working together with you. To my team and all the Humble ISD team, I could not be prouder of everything we've accomplished this year, for sure, the first semester. It was an interesting start where we had a little bit of a little rocky moment there, but we've made it through, and full steam ahead. I feel like the first semester has been a success. And we continue to grow like crazy, and it's a good problem to have. We're flattered by the number of families who want their children in Humble ISD, feel like there can be no greater compliment than somebody saying, I want my child to learn and grow here. But that isn't possible with just us. Humble ISD is a special culture, a place where parents are partners, where we work together for the best interest of our students, our staff, and our community as a whole. Our business partners, our city partners, our elected leaders. It's a team sport, and I feel very, very privileged and honored to serve in that. I do think that everybody is going to enjoy the break and probably does need a little bit of time to recharge. And so I hope that everybody takes time for that and has a wonderful holiday season and comes back refreshed in the new year. I'm excited to see what we're going to do The mariachi band, I do have to say, is literally a Christmas present under my tree. We worked really hard to find an incredible director, because if you're going to start a program, you have to have somebody who has that sort of passion and vision for it to attract students and know how to do that. And wow, right? Destry Baltz delivered on that. He did an incredible job of finding and hiring the exact right person. So if her goal is to go, I have no doubt in my mind that she is going to get there, and we are all going to be on her team and support her in doing so. Beyond all of that, I want to sort of reiterate what's already been said, but say one more thing. You know, find me another district in Texas with 2 6A football teams that made it that deep into the playoffs. I don't think that you can. I know Katy had 2 teams, but one was a 5A team, so just saying. So I am very, very proud of our students and staff and our athletics programs. That is an incredible achievement for our district. And, you know, North Shore, yeah, but we're coming for you, man. We're coming for you. We are. We're going to get there. We are. So I hope everyone has a wonderful holiday season. I look forward to the new year. And thank you again, Mr. Holmes, for being here.
Hey, I wore red. Atascoseda's red, right?
And
Yes,
so is North
exactly.
Shore.
They're both red. And earlier, I was just joking, Dr. Fagan. I actually hope you also have an opportunity to rest over the holiday break. So we will now have updates from our board associations and committees. The first committee is Advocacy Committee. Nothing to report there. We're going to be making some changes here really quickly here. So, second will be Audit Committee. Ms. Morrison.
Yes, ma'am. The audit department is working on building audits, department audits, and construction audits at this time.
Okay, thank you. Building and Planning Committee, Mr. Sitton.
Yes, we did not meet this month, but you're going to see several items on the agenda tonight. Group 3 multipurpose general contractor recommendation, a couple change orders, adding some drainage to the agriculture science centers, and then middle school 10. That particular one is a traffic study with turning lanes and a new traffic signal there. We're sharing in that cost. And then another change order for Lakeland and North Belt to be compliant with some of the permitting issues we've gone through. So those are all on the agenda tonight, and I'm sure we'll have a loaded meeting in January.
Okay, thank you very much. Board and Superintendent Evaluation Committee, that would be me, nothing to report. Finance Committee, Mr. Scarfo.
Thank you, Madam President. Nothing to report from the committee. We didn't meet since the last one, but there is an item on the an action item, as we told you about in prior meetings, with regards to choosing which health plan that we will have. And I'll wait till we get to that point to say anything else. So not that I have all that much to say, but and again, I hope Coach Harrison will forgive me for mispronouncing his name. I had it written properly, but I guess I can't read my writing. So anyway, sorry, Coach. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much. Education Foundation, Mr. Kirchhoffer.
No, real quick, just a quick update. We had a Christmas party, Jim Carranza's house, Friday night, and we heard from 4 grant winners. It was pretty interesting. The gentleman from Atascocita, the drone grant, can't think of his name, but anyways, great job, Jerry, and your team. Thank you. And that's it from the Education Foundation.
Thank you very much. Kingwood Super Neighborhood Council, also nothing to report. Okay, action items on board officers and committees. Item 4A, selection and ratification of board officers. Mrs. Morrison, do I have a motion?
Madam President, I move that the board ratify and approve Forgive me. Madam President, I move that the board ratify and approve the selection of the Board of Trustee officers for the remainder of the 2021-2022 school year as follows. Martina Lamont Dixon as president, Robert Scarfo as vice president, Nancy Morrison as secretary, and Chris Parker as parliamentarian.
Do I have a second? Second. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor? Motion passes 7-0. We will now take we will take a short recess for the reorganization of the board. The time is 8:13. Okay, guys. We will reconvene back into open session. The time is 8:17 p.m. Item 4B, committee appointments. Mrs. Parker, do I have a motion?
I move that the board approve the committee appointments for the remainder of 2021. The appointments are the following: Audit, Nancy Morrison, Chair; Robert Sitton, Ken Kirschoffer; Advocacy, Chris Parker, Chair; Robert Scarfo, Nancy Morrison; Board Building and Planning, Robert Sitton, Chair; Martina Lamont Dixon, Marcus Holmes; Board and Superintendent Evaluation, Martina Lamont Dixon, Chair; Nancy Morrison, Robert Sitton; Finance, Robert Scarfo, Chair; Martina Lamont Dixon, Chris Parker; Humble ISD Education Foundation, Ken Kirschoffer; Kingwood Super Neighborhood Council, Marcus Holmes; TASB Delegate, Martina Lamont Dixon Delegate, Chris Parker Alternate.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor? Motion passes 7-0. Thank you very much. Action items from closed session. Item 5A, personnel recommendations. Ms. Parker, do I have a motion?
I move that the board approve the administration's personnel recommendations as presented in closed session with addendum.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor? One abstention? Thank you. Motion passes 6-0. Item 5B, student expulsion. Mrs. Parker, do I have a motion?
I move that the board approve the administration's recommendation of student expulsion as presented in closed session.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor? Any abstentions? Motion passes. Moving to item 6, our consent agenda. Item 6A, approval of minutes for the regular board meeting held on Tuesday, November 9th, 2021. Consent. Item 6B, approval of minutes for the special board meeting held on Saturday, November 6th, 2021. Consent. Item 6C, goods, professional services, and non-construction services exceeding $50,000 in the aggregate or $25,000 individually. Consent. Item 6D, budget transfers and amendments. Consent. Item 6E, bond fund transfers and amendments. Consent. Item 6F, tax refunds. Consent. Item 6G, board authorization of interlocal agreements. Consent. Item 5H, approval of RFP number 2021-006R, educational service consultants. Consent. Item 5I, approval of RFP number 2021-007R-22, educational and curriculum subscriptions, internet and web database access and software. Consent. Item 6J, approval of RFP number 2021-009R, restaurant and catering services. Consent. Item 6K, approval of RFP number 2022-09, pool maintenance and repair services. Consent. Item 6L, approval of RFP number 2022-101, miscellaneous instructional material vendors. Consent. Item 6M, general contractor selection for elementary school multipurpose gym, Group 3, CSP 2022-03. Consent. Item 6N, change order number 2, North and South Agricultural Science Centers project. Consent. Item 6O, change order number 2, middle school number 10, Autumn Ridge Middle School. Consent. Item 6P, change order number 2, Lakeland Elementary School replacement and Elementary 30 Autumn Creek Elementary School project. Consent. Item 6Q, approval of new course offerings at middle and high schools for 2022-2023. Consent. Item 6R, elementary attendance area change affecting Autumn Creek, Centennial, Eagle Springs, Groves, and Ridge Creek schools. Consent. Item 6S, extension of temporary pay increases for certain seasonal temporary. Consent. Item 6T, resolution to elect the Harris County Appraisal District Board of Directors. Consent. Mrs. Parker, can I get a motion on the consent agenda?
Madam President, before we do that, could we
Yes.
just a point of order, or legal counsel? Since we have those two items, was it the minutes?
Yes.
Well, will it be okay for Mr. Holmes to vote? I mean, do we need to carve those two out? Because can he vote on the?
Yes.
Is that okay? Because I
He
don't want
can
anybody
vote.
to say because so he can vote on all the rest of it.
Yes.
Yeah, no,
I don't want
he
it
can vote on that.
He can
on
vote.
those two. So
Yes.
nobody could say anything. Okay, just to make
Yeah.
sure that we were okay.
Thank you for checking on that for us, Mr. Scarfo. Mrs. Parker, can I get a motion on the consent agenda?
I move to approve the consent agenda items exclusive of pulled items, 6A through 6T.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor? Motion passes 7-0. Moving to our action items, 7A, resolution of the Board of Trustees of Humble Independent School District to discontinue participation in TRS Active Care. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Do I have a second? Second. Okay, we will now pause for Mr. Beatty's presentation.
Short presentation, Mr. Beatty.
No pressure, no pressure. You have as much time as you need. Mr. Kirchhoffer says you have 60 seconds.
Yeah. So good evening. I am going to present a little bit more further background on how we got to the place where we are right now with our recommendation to exit TRS Active Care. So this all started by recent legislation in the past legislative session. Senate Bill 1444 basically closed the District of Innovation loophole where a district is able to offer a competing health insurance plan alongside TRS Active Care. Up until this point, TRS was a life commitment, so there was no exit. And Senate Bill 1444 made you choose and gave you the opportunity to exit if you so wish. That is contingent upon a 5-year commitment. You can't come in and out. You have to make that decision for 5-year terms. So a little bit overview about our experience with TRS Active Care. We first joined TRS Active Care and offered the plan July 1st of 2011. There have been a lot of costs involved with our time through Active Care. Over those 10 years, we've experienced a 6 to 7% increase every year, ultimately 63% increase to our staff for healthcare coverage through Active Care. And some of the inconveniences with Active Care are that we have no control. And so the TRS board meets in early spring, and they set plan changes and design and premiums, and that's midway through our budget cycle. So it's difficult at times for us to react to that in time to address things that come from that TRS board meeting. TRS, just a little bit background, they assume all the financial risk. So there's two sides of that coin. In one way, you don't have to think about how your claims affect the population, but the other side is that your claims don't impact you. So good claims don't help you, bad claims don't hurt you. TRS recognizes that they've had significant increases in healthcare, and they are looking to implement new regional rating structure going forward. And ultimately, it looks like it's going to be about the same percent increase for us as it has been all along, where it looks like we'll land somewhere in that 6% increase again, even with the regional rating model. So how did we land at the being able to offer the Humble Alternative Health Plan? We got creative and utilized our District of Innovation plan, and we were able to create this plan and offer it starting in September 1st of 2020. And how we got to that point was we were able to get some TRS claims data, which was very difficult. We failed in prior attempts at getting that data, and we were ultimately able to see some of our claims history. And it was eye-opening to see that we were at a $13.1 million surplus over a 2-year period of time. And so that was eye-opening to see that our staff were supplementing TRS Active Care to the tune of $13 million. And our goal with starting that plan and building it was delivering excellence. We wanted to meet or beat TRS. We didn't need to create Active Care 2.0. And I think we came close to that because in the very first year of offering the Humble Alternative Health Plan, we saw a pretty significant increase in employees who chose the health plan. So the prior years, 10 years prior to offering this plan, we saw about 2% increase in enrollment for active care. And in the very, very first year of our alternative plan, we saw a 10% increase. So that was significant. Employees, in large part, choose this plan. 80% of all of those employees who elect health care through Humble ISD choose the Humble Alternative Health Plan. And they're utilizing the plan as well. So just one fact is that one of the benefits of the alternative plan is that we have the district clinics, and we've had over 5,000 clinic visits, and those that are utilizing the clinic go back and they use it multiple times a year. So on average, they use it at least 3 times per year. And that's a good stat, especially in a COVID year, where I think there was a lot of concern on going to a doctor's office, thinking that you may get COVID if you go to see the doctor. So we were proud of the utilization and the overwhelming support from the staff of the plan. And I just want to go highlight a couple of the benefits of the Humble Alternative Plan as compared to active care. And front and center is the cost savings and coverage benefit. So on average, employees save 30% in premiums alone on the Humble Alternative Plan versus active care. And that results in $2 million worth of dollars that our employees are saving in premiums for those who elect the Humble Alternative Plan. That when we were meeting and beating everything that active care offered, coverage was one of the primary things we were trying to focus on, and we did that with a PPO, strong PPO network through Cigna. You know, we improved deductibles, max out-of-pockets, co-pays, and this cost savings overall, compared to other districts that do not offer an alternative plan, just for a quick example of how, you know, a lot of people do not think about the total compensation involving benefits. So most of the time, focusing only on salary. And the highest paying district in our area starts teacher salaries at $60,850. And that's $1,850 more than our starting salary. Just to kind of get a feel for how our health insurance, if an employee chose a similar plan to that district that offers TRS Active Care, the employee child tier, the primary plan, at Humble ISD on the alternative plan, that would only cost them $3,300 as opposed to the active care employee child primary plan that they would spend $4,900 in premiums for. And so that really brings us, as Rick always says, within striking distance of those districts. That really puts us right there. And that's just premiums. That's before you even hand anyone your insurance card. So, you know, what we have mentioned right here on that primary plan, $0 with no deductible for generics on that plan, you can easily save $20 a month on prescriptions with that plan, and likely save potentially thousands more on the greater benefits of the plan on a whole. Another benefit of the plan is our control, that we are able to react and provide coverage that meets our specific needs. When there's an issue on this plan, we're able to make calls and address those issues quickly. I'll say most of the time we're able to address an issue within an hour, which is impressive because where we had been in prior years, it could be a back and forth for at least a few days to get a prescription issue resolved that one of our staff members may have had with a pharmacy. We're also able to direct contracts. So as we negotiate with carriers of the alternative plan, we make sure that we have the ability to direct contracts. So if one of our staff members want to receive care from a provider who may not be in the Cigna network, we're able to direct contract with that that provider and bring them into the plan so that we can ensure that they can receive care from who they believe is best for them. And then we're also, at any time we're able, because we have the health and wellness clinics, we're able to customize services that are offered there as we see the need present itself. So, one of the biggest benefits, I know I'm saying all of them are big, but the health and wellness clinics have proven over since the start of the plan to be a great benefit for staff. And employees who are on this plan are able to receive personalized, convenient, excellent care at almost no cost. And we have 2 clinics. One's in the Atascocita area and one's in Kingwood. And so it's geographically spread out to where they should be convenient for anyone who works in the district. And we make sure that we are we make sure that there's no waits, because one of the most frustrating parts about going to see the doctor is trying to get an appointment scheduled first off, and then when you actually get there, you might wait 2 hours before your appointment to actually see the doctor. And that's just get to the room a lot of times, and then you wait there for a while. We don't have that here. So we're very aware of our teacher schedules, and we make sure that we do what we say that we're going to do, and make sure that we stick to that schedule. There is no wait. I don't know. We have beautiful waiting rooms, but I don't know why we have them, because you're never going to be in there. So maybe at some point we can make some more patient rooms, with that space, because I don't foresee us needing those. And ultimately, anything that you have done at those clinics is if you're on the high deductible option, $25 flat amount, or totally free if you're on the primary plan. We also have the ability to set up contracts as we see trends with clinic utilization, we're able to contract with local providers to enhance that care. So one of the things we recognized really quickly was imaging. It costs a lot of money to have CT equipment or X-ray equipment in the clinic. Well, and that's a big part of diagnosing and providing care for patients. So when we recognized that we needed that, we were able to contract with a local provider, negotiate that price that was fair, and streamline that scheduling and back and forth of records from the imaging provider to our doctor in the clinic. And we were able to do that very quickly. I think it's a great financial benefit. It's a great convenience benefit for our staff that they're able to just know exactly where to go. They don't have to go find someone to do an MRI, get on that appointment list, and delay that diagnosis for why they originally went into the clinic. And just another example of a service that we added is mental health. I think we recognized last year through COVID the impact that COVID had, and we implemented mental health program in the clinic. So we have a licensed mental health professional in the clinic. She can see patients as many times as anyone needs, again, at no cost, or $25, and the virtual in the clinic itself. And so it's very nice to have that control to be able to offer those services. And the clinic is very well received by staff. We get lots of positive feedback, and I just wanted to highlight a couple of we get, probably 50 of these positive comments every month, because we're trying to always do better and hear our staff and what they need, and react to that. And we also have a quick little video testimonial.
I've been with the Humble Healthcare Plan since it started, and I have been going to the North. I work in the North Transportation, so I use the Kingwood facility, so I'm able to get in and out very quickly, And they're very efficient. And they also has saved me lots of money because there's no co-pays and everything's just free. So you go in and they do everything that any doctor's office would do. So I'm very, very happy with it, and has helped me a whole lot.
So with that, ultimately, we feel that the Humble Alternative Plan is a greater benefit for staff as compared to TRS Active Care, and that is why we are recommending tonight that we discontinue our participation in TRS Active Care in compliance with Senate Bill 1444. Any questions?
Thank you, Mr. Beatty. Any discussion, board members? Mr. Scarfo?
Yeah, all I want to add is that the Finance Committee unanimously supports this recommendation. So the rest of the board, we spent very detailed, went through reviews with Mr. Beatty and his folks. They provided a lot of great information to support making this recommendation. So we are fully on board. So I just wanted to share that with you guys.
Anyone else? Okay. Thank you. I think free is good. She said free. I know, it's not completely free, but it's nice that we're offering more affordable care options without reducing the level of care. Actually, we're increasing it. So that's fantastic. Thank you so much. All those in favor? Motion passes. Thank you very much. Next is our information items. Items 8A, HB3, teacher incentive allotment. Any questions or discussions from the board regarding this item? Thank you. Moving to item 8B, policy revisions, TASB update 117 and 118, and administrative recommendations. Any questions or discussion from the board regarding this item? Thank you. Our last item, 8C, financial services reports, is a monthly administrative item. Any questions or discussion from the board regarding this item? Moving to our closing items, are there any topics for future board business? Seeing none, the time is now 8:41 p.m. This meeting is now adjourned.